Hello and happy 2017 from us here at the Hornet Report. I'm Siena Rampulla.
And I'm Liza Divinagracia. We hope you all had a safe break, and we're happy to have you guys back here for the next episode.
We have so many stories to kick off this new year correctly that we've been creating over break, because we all know it is not a new year until the first Hornet Report comes out. Liza, want to let everyone know what is coming up on the show?
There's nothing I'd rather do more. The holidays might be over, but we still have one more holiday story floating around. The women's choir caroling around the school that I know you all love so much. Also, on this episode, we have a special guest coming on to the Hornet Report. Here's a hint. What do William Shakespeare, William Woodworth, and William Blake all have in common? And no, it's not their first name. New Year calls for new sports, so we have our sports anchor Jack Sammut to talk about wrestling star Troy Gallo. Lastly, although they graduated, it seems that we never can get rid of them. Past graduates came back to Holmdel High School to talk to this year's seniors about college life. Siena, take it away with our first story.
Every student is excited for the winter break. On the day before the break, the anticipation gets higher, the schedule gets shorter, but the day feels longer. Lucky for me, twice on that never-ending half day, a group of angels flew into my class and started singing hymns of beauty. Now, here at Holmdel, we all know who I'm referring to. The women's choir. What other angels are there? Jake Brancati reported on this day of the lovely caroling.
Why does the women's choir carol every year?
Well, we carol because it's the last day of school and we're going on a holiday break and we want to just bring a little festivity and joy to the classes before they head out. It's also a good way for them to get in the mood for our concert, which we're going to do at the end of the day.
Christmas Eve is coming soon, now you dear old man, whisper what you'll bring to me, tell me if you can. We are not daily beggars that beg from door to door, but we are neighbors' children whom you have seen before.
How do you think caroling brings in the holiday spirit?
I think we bring joy and cheer to every classroom and teachers, so I love to see their bright faces.
The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields where they lay.
Hey Jake. Hello, Jake Brancati. Hi there. We're going to sing.
Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Thank you so much for filming that, Jake. I'm always glad to be a part of the group that can do that for everyone. Speaking of things that are euphonious, Poetry Out Loud is often a well-known event here at Holmdel. Students memorize a poem and recite it for a panel of judges.
We thought it would be a great idea if Lisa and I interviewed the winner on set. So it's my pleasure to welcome the winner of 2017 Poetry Out Loud competition, Danyal Malak.
Dan, thank you so much for coming out today.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, right into the juicy details. What were the poems that you recited and what inspired you to choose them?
My first poem was The Gaff by C.K. Williams, and typically I pick poems that are very personal to me that I really like, but that I have personal experiences with. But for this time, I wanted something that I could relate to the viewers more, so I picked a poem that was about some guy, this little kid that accidentally said something out loud that he shouldn't say out loud, and everything got awkward and things like that. So he's debating with himself, man, why did I say that? And he's so confused and just like angry at himself for what he did. So I picked that because I wanted to try something new for my senior year. And my second poem was more so what I typically pick, something that's a little more kind of sad, but because I'm good at saying those kinds of things. So I don't know, it's just, I prefer those kinds of poems. So it was called A Farmer Remembers Lincoln by Witterbiner. But yes.
Nice, thank you.
How did it feel to be on the stage?
really cool. It feels like everything stops and I get to just say everything that I feel about how I've related to the poem, how I've connected with the poem, and I just get to tell everyone how I feel about it and how I feel in general. So it's cool.
Nice. Here at the Hornet Report, we weren't able to capture the poetry legend. That is you, Danyal Malak. So would you mind giving us a quick taste of your favorite poem?
Sure. This is the beginning to The Gaff by C.K. Williams. If that someone who's me, yet not me, yet who judges me, is always with me as he is, shouldn't he have been there when I said so long ago that thing I said? If he who rakes me with such not trivial shame for minor sins now were there then, shouldn't he have warned me he'd even now devastate me for my unpardonable affront? That's the first stanza, but a little taste.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. That was
Thank
very
you.
nicely
Thank you.
said. Thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you.
If you want to see more of Dan, next month he will be representing Holmdel in the regional competition. Congratulations, Dan, and best of luck. Now, speaking of rarities and new beginnings, Wild sports anchor Jack Sammut popped up on the set in hopes to tell a new story. Jack, welcome back from your Hornet Report hiatus.
Thanks, Siena. Winter sports season is upon us, and you know what that means. Well, sports. Wrestling captain Troy Gallo is off to a phenomenal season. Troy recently notched his 100th win throughout his high school career, a feat only achieved once before by Jimmy Olvento. Not only that, but Troy also has his sights set on the all-time win record. I sat down with Troy to talk about what these records mean and how he got where he is today.
Troy's just a hard worker. He pretty much is the definition of a leader. He shows up, he leads by example, he does everything he's supposed to do. He's gotten better every single year, so he's just a great kid to coach.
What about the all-time record? What does it mean to hold this record?
It's a pretty big honor out of all the Holmdel wrestlers to be number one pretty much until Scotty DuPont breaks it next year.
Every time.
But Jimmy Olvento is the person whose record I'm breaking, but he kind of helped me get to where I'm at, so I'm really thankful to him.
So what do these records mean for the team?
Every time someone accumulates an individual milestone, it's big for the team because it sets a bar. You know, kids are going to strive to be like him. His name's going to go on the wall. He's got a younger brother on the team. We have a young team. People are going to want to be like him. So every time that milestone kind of hits it, everyone's going to shoot to be bigger.
Did you ever see yourself breaking these records when you started wrestling?
I'd say like after freshman year, I thought I'd had like a good shot at it. Before that, I wasn't even thinking about it.
What do you need to focus on in particular to make sure that you get there?
Just staying in the best shape possible, always getting better every day.
Thanks, Troy, and good luck to you and the rest of the wrestling team this season. In other sports news, boys and girls swim teams defeated SJV in a recent meet 114-52 and 112-58 respectively. The co-op ice hockey team lost to Central Regional 5-1, but are still growing strong with a 6-5-2 record. I'm Jack Sammut, and that's the buzz in Holmdel Sports.
Thank you so much, Jack. Glad to see you back. Please feel free to stay a while. We've been lacking a red-headed reporter.
You take one break and the shade never ends. Is this what Caroline and Mike did to Faz last year?
We love you, and we miss you, Jack.
Speaking of things we miss, the graduated seniors came back to Holmdel High School to give the class of 2017 some advice on their college journey. An assembly is announced for the seniors to come into the auditorium during their second block, and a question and answer ensues.
Welcome to College Connection. Like Mr. Walker was saying, we have a handful of graduates here today, a few from the class of 2015, mostly from the class of 2016. We were going to talk to you a little bit about their college experiences to date. They're going to answer some questions that we have for them.
How hard is like the transition from Holmdel High School to college?
Well, it wasn't that big of a transition. I didn't have any issues with it. I know some people really were struggling with the whole transition because it's like their first time away from home and everything. Thankfully, like I have experience away from home, so it wasn't that hard, but like I know a lot of people who really struggle with the transition.
Also, having a first aid kit is really handy, especially like, and that's how I made like some of my friends.
Yeah, I agree. It was a little hard for me because I'm so far out of state in Colorado, but overall I think it was pretty smooth, and there's just some things you have to learn on your own, but I think it went pretty well.
And it goes for fraternities and sororities. Like, don't listen to like hazing and stuff, because my school never hazed, and I wasn't hazed either.
I think high school actually really prepares you for college because I felt like the teachers really pushed me, which once we left, I felt like I ended up pushing myself. So I felt like that was really beneficial.
So, G, what did you learn from this college connection?
Well, if anything, I've learned a lot of things about college. I heard a lot from different students from colleges I applied to. So, like, how's the food? About their meal plans?
We live in an area where there's really good food, and then you go off to school, and, like, it's just average. Like, it's just regular food. It's not awful. It depends on your school.
How different is college from Holmdel?
Wow. Yeah, college is actually very different because like the people on the panel said, college, I mean, in high school you have your 7 to 2 schedule. That's your schedule. But in college you have like an 8 to 10 class and you're done for the day. You have different class schedules every day. So what's different about college is that you have to make your own schedule and you really have to do what works best for you. And you essentially do get to make your own schedule. So that's really the main difference. You don't have that set schedule 5 days a week.
Wow, that sounded really informative.
It was. They let me know what I should be expecting within the next 4 years. And you know the one thing I really took from this assembly?
What did you take from this assembly?
They let us know what we should bring to college. You want to know what that is?
Yeah.
A first aid kit.
Okay. All right, that's all we have for the first episode to start 2017.
I hope you like it, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media. Our Snapchat is @HornetReport, and Twitter and Instagram is @HHS Hornet Report. I'm Liza Divinagracia.
And I'm Siena Rampulla. We hope you join us next time when we'll bring you the week's best at HHS.